Okay, Bluetooth is linked. Starting it from 0.
Being arrested, his friends.
So,
I was like, just this big circle that I'm watching, you know? And let me tell you, I found one that Survivor right now that was casting Trump with Donald Trump's attorney back in the 1980s. Okay?
which attorney? Cohen?
Ron Kron.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Last question today.
What makes Roy Cohn tick?
Dora Cohn wanted a different son from the son that God gave her. And that imbued him a sense of shame about who he was. His father gave him the language through law and politics to express his shame.
Roy Cohn's contempt for people, his contempt for the law, was so evident on his face that you knew you were in the presence of evil.
He was like a caged animal. If you opened the door, he would come out and get you.
He's this bridge between the legitimate and the illegitimate world.
When John Gotti walked into a bar and shot a guy in the head, Roy managed to get Gotti off.
We have Cohn investigating homosexuals very aggressively.
That he was the one who threw the good parties.
And there were rumors he was picking up male prostitutes.
He could pull strings and bring people together. He could pull strings and make people do things.
I was in his office when Nancy Reagan called and thanked him for getting her husband elected.
Cohn looked at Donald Trump as a protege. Donald had the money, and Roy had the balls and the shrewdness.
Attack. Don't settle. Don't apologize. Attack.
When you look at Cohn's life, you're shining a light on demagoguery, hypocrisy, and the darkest parts of the American psyche.
According to Roy was responsible for everything important that happened in the United States.
Okay. I'll hold my opinions on him, but
He's a Gambino. Gambino. He's Italian. He was Gambino. He was Trump's attorney back in the 1980s.
gotcha. And I can tell that you're very passionate.
And kept him out for blackmail and brought him to the United States because Ronald Reagan was president. That's where he was. George W. Bush Sr. was vice president. That's where he was. And so they brought him there, and they still tried to. And he just now started talking 3 years ago. So I'm going to tell you that I believe everybody around this whole thing, even the Michael Jackson thing going on, he did it. I've also had other people tell me that Trump went to homes or, the parties or whatever, and that he would take the older girl upstairs. But how old's an older girl? 13?
Yeah, because he's openly told the New York Magazine that when he was questioned about Epstein, he said, it's known that Epstein likes young women like I do, was his words.
Yeah,
and then he said,
but he said he wanted to fuck his own daughter, which is even grosser.
Exactly. Now,
he's got a wife his daughter dates.
Now, I'm not trying to make you sway your opinion on Trump.
No,
I'm glad.
I'm still gonna like the things that's going on, the wall, the immigration, but I'm still keeping my eyes open. And I tell my people this all the time, whether you like it or not, I'm gonna tell you the truth. And I've trumped on Trump.
So about the wall, he stumped just like every other candidate has ever stumped on his path to victory. He stumped about the wall and who would pay for it.
Yeah, he said Mexico will, and we'll see if Mexico, it's tariffs.
What
Like,
kind of
they used to
epic
charge
sell
us-
has that been though?
Well, they used to charge us 400% just for milk, and now they charge us zero.
Well, but that has nothing to do with a wall. That has to do with tariffs that he put in. That has nothing to do with the wall.
They no longer pay the 400%, which then goes to where we pay for the wall.
Hey,
guys. So where they end up paying for the wall because we're saving that 400% every time we send milk.
Hey guys,
Kind of adds.
What the fuck? Can you guys hear me or what? I don't.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Go ahead.
Okay, I just want to tell you, try not to get into a political debate against each other because I want you guys, you know.
No, I'm not.
I know. I don't see you guys being too far removed from what you're saying, but just if anyone gets triggered before you guys get to the root of the problem, it's not the.
Okay, gotcha. I understand.
Now the YouTube psychiatrist will shut the fuck up. You guys need to discuss your differences and come to a conclusion because this doxing shit, like the shit I've witnessed in the last year and there, is just disgusting me, right? So.
It is very disgusting.
Okay.
So anyway, Sovereign, if I hurt you and I didn't get to listen to you properly because I was trying to have fun with my friends because I deal with this 18 hours a day and sometimes I need a break. And that's my break.
I understand.
And that's my family when I go live. Well, when I be able to go live. And, it's when I actually get to try to relax and not think about all of this horrible stuff. This happening.
I got you, and I see your passion, and I can definitely appreciate that. That's something that you can't fake passion or whatever. So, duly noted for sure.
I saw the little girl's murder.
Who's the little girl?
Her name is Khighla Parks.
Where's she from?
The last video I just did. She was 14. She went to school with my daughter.
Khighla Parks?
Khighla Parks, Springfield, Missouri. She was 14. He raped and murdered her. I kept having premonitions about it just due to my husband, his children, which was my children, at the time as well, was sent to us by DFS away from their mom because their mom was on methamphetamines. And when they got there, they started talking about a Larry Warner. And the 13-year-old, she started telling me that, she had to vacuum up, methamphetamines in the back of the car, and that they tried to get her to do drugs so that they could make her go out and sleep with guys. And as soon as I heard the name Larry Warner, I thought, what the hell, So I immediately Googled his name, and I seen he had a fucking record. I also seen that he was highly suspect with Khighla Parks' murder. The next thing I know, I call my daughter Shaylin, which went to school with Khighla. And I said, Shaylin, did she have a Facebook account where she met a little boy that would have been 16 on there? Is that where she called you and asked you to go to that party that night? And you said, no, my mom will kill me. And I said, she. MR, okay? So it's actually called functional neurological disorder. It's called FND. These are genuine disorders in which there are a change in the brain functioning, which is out with control of the person with the FND. Historically, FND has traditionally been viewed as an entirely psychological disorder in which repressed psychological stress or trauma gets converted into a physical symptom. This is where the term conversion disorder comes from. Psychological disorder and stressful life events, both recent and in childhood, may risk factors for developing the condition in some patients. She got killed that night. She goes, yeah, she was supposed to go meet a 16-year-old boy. And they pulled up, said that the kid's car was broke down, and they were coming to get her. As soon as she got in the van, they immediately shot her up with methamphetamines, took her out to Springfield Lake, all had sex with her, and then Larry Warner choked her to death because he had a fetish for choking while having sex.
Trial starts for man charged with killing teen from Greene County. A man charged with raping and killing Khighla Parks, a 15-year-old girl from rural Greene County, in 2012 is finally on trial. Anthony Balbirnie's case was moved here to Cooper County Circuit Court to try to ensure a fair outcome. A circuit court clerk said Balbirnie's trial started Monday with jury selection. She didn't know how long the trial might last. Khighla disappeared about September 20th, 2012, after she left her home to meet someone who picked her up. Her weighted down body floated to the surface on Truman Lake near Warsaw 10 days later. Balbirnie was charged in October of 2013 after the case was turned over to the Missouri Attorney General's office. Balbirnie is charged with second-degree murder, second-degree statutory rape, second-degree child molestation, first-degree child endangerment, tampering with physical evidence, and abandonment of a corpse. Prosecutors accused Balbirnie of engaging in asphyxiation sex with the teenager. Investigators believe Balbirnie befriended Khighla on Facebook and arranged to pick her up near her home south of Willard. She and Balbirnie then rode from a home in Springfield with Larry Warner to the home of a friend, Amy Hartley, in Buffalo. At the home, Warner told detectives that he saw Balbirnie and Hartley ingest methamphetamine. He said he then saw Balbirnie go in the bedroom with Khighla to watch pornography and have sexual relations. Warner said he then left the house. Warner told detectives that he knew that Balbirnie liked to get rough with the girls he had sex with. He also stated he was aware that Balbirnie liked to tie his girls up, according to the probable cause statement against Balbirnie. Hartley, the female, told detectives that she briefly joined in the sexual activity with Khighla and Balbirnie after Warner left her home. She said she then changed the bed sheets and went to sleep, while Khighla and Balbirnie went to another bedroom. Hartley said she later awoke and found Balbirnie in the other bedroom standing over Khighla, who was naked. She told detectives that Balbirnie was holding Khighla's neck and asking if she was okay. She said Khighla then had a seizure and started shaking and flopping around. Hartley said Balbirnie tried CPR on the girl, and the girl kept pointing at her mouth. Hartley said she left the room, then returned and found Khighla dead. Hartley said Balbirnie then cleaned up the room, took away the sheets, threatened Hartley to not tell anyone, wrapped Khighla's body in a blanket, and put it in the trunk of her car. She said they took it north to Truman Lake. Investigators believe Balbirnie stole a post driver and a piece of railroad track and used them to weight down Khighla's body. Hartley said they stopped on a bridge and Balbirnie threw the body and the anchors into the Truman Lake. So, Balbirnie's trial started on Monday, blah, blah, blah. Warner pleaded guilty. Hartley pleaded guilty. Served her time. Balbirnie's involved in another murder, a mower murder, in 2008.
just preach the love.
Well, I mean, if I'd have to look into it or whatever, but I mean, that's wonderful
All
shit.
you gotta do is put in. All you gotta do is go to my video, as I told you. You'll go the last video. The link is there, and then you can go and see in 2013 where I wrote to her family on her memory page that me and my husband worked our asses off. We talked to the detectives to get this guy behind bars, and then my daughter, I didn't even know, saying that now she can, be in peace in heaven. And then I talked to the family again and gave the name Larry Warner, just the person that killed her.
Okay, so this is why I've been really trolling you or whatever, concerned about if you're being honest or what your agenda is, because I was in your.
I'm honest.
Well,
I'm honest.
Okay. Well, and I'm definitely going to need some honesty here.